Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I'm so glad you're watching. My name is Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla, and you are watching the Hoop Love Y'all show. And I'm demonstrating a little hoop move here, and I'm going to be talking about the power of positivity and how, oh my goodness, we are all connected. Yes. So this is going to be fun. This one takes some brain cells. So I'm going to be demonstrating this move and how to do that in just a few moments. And yeah, let me tell you about what we're going to cover in this particular episode. This is about the power of positivity. This is the third of the Power of Positivity series. So the first one we did Outlook. The second one Outlook is everything. The second one we did Input, the good, and this one is We're All Connected. And this is about your brain matters as I do this, the international sign for cray. Anyway, no, we're not talking necessarily about that, but how to be connected in the brain, in the body, all that kind of good stuff. So, and we're also going to do a laughter yoga exercise. This is all going to be all about connection tonight on this particular show, and I'm very excited about it. And also, this is dedicated to a friend of mine, Jen Chippendale, who is, she's down in Florida, but she's actually not down in Florida. She's in New York relieving nurses, overtaxed nurses who have been inundated in the hospital systems there. And she is helping out there. So she went to travel to do that. So this is dedicated to my friend Jen, who's an awesome healthcare worker and a heart nurse. Ooh, very important. Okay, so yes. All right. So on this show, I talk about health, humor, and hooping. And who am I? I am your host, Shay Rippinger of Hip the Hoopla, and I am a happiness health coach. So I do all things related to happiness, humor. I am a career cartoonist. That's one of the cool things I've done, published in Playgirl and Denver Post. And I am also, if you know me and know my last, let's see here, since 2008, I have been a professional hooper. And since 2011, I've had my Hip the Hoopla business. So going on 9 years currently as this video is running at the moment. And so that is pretty darn cool. So hula hoop, professional hula hooper. So I teach how to use these, all different sizes. This is a particularly small one. I'll be demonstrating with this one tonight. So professional hula hooping, I teach, I perform, and I make these professional hoops. So, all righty, let's get started. I'm so excited about this particular show. And if you are joining, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. And it means so much to me. And type in the comments of where you're watching from. Are you a hooper? Are you not a hooper? That's okay. Doesn't matter. What do you hope to gain from listening? Or if you just want to come along for the ride and just shout out a little, type in a comment of like thumbs up or whatever have you. So, and if you haven't already liked and subscribed and done all that good stuff, and hit the notifications buttons if you're watching on YouTube, because that way you'll know when I put out good new material. So I have a new goal of getting 2 videos out a week. So I do my live stream on Mondays, and then I will be getting up a tutorial or another video during the week as well. So I'm going to double it up already. So, all right. So the first segment of the show, I do health, and I talk about health. And this one is really important. It's all about why we're all connected. And when I say we're all connected, I mean our brain is connected with our body. And if everything's working well, then we don't notice it, right? If everything's going great, it's going great. So that's always a nice thing. But on the other hand, sometimes things aren't all connected. So I'm going to give you a few tips of how you can get connected. And a few of those things are learning, laughing, loving, and lunching. Now I'm going to explain lunching. And I've got kind of a little funny story of why it's very important to be connected. So I have this like really cool printer on my desk, right? And it's nice. And it's also sat dormant for, goodness, almost like a year and a half, 2 years now. So because of our move and all this kind of stuff, all the excuses. Anyway, I wanted to hook it up. I got into my nice new beautiful office. I'm getting it all finally settled and how I like it, and so that I can move and groove and get the things done that I need to do. I have a hoopsmith workbench over here, and my whole office set up over here, my broadcast area. My library is behind this partition over here. But anyway, I have this beautiful little printer, and it's a great printer. It's fairly new. I mean, it was new when we bought it, and it's just because it's uh, suffered at my hands of not being connected and being in use. It's still new to me. So and so it, anyway, I went to go hook it up, and there wasn't a cord for the printer. And I was like, uh-oh, what do I do? And also, it was one of the few times I didn't ask my help. It didn't ask my husband for help on connecting some of the technology. I used to be really good at, I'm still very good at hooking up technology. I used to be the person that people called up to hook up their like stereo and cable and all that kind of stuff. Why, I don't know, but I could hook up VCRs and, back in the day when that was a thing. Anyway, things are way more complicated now, but I used to be able to do a lot of that stuff. Again, I still can. It's just that, we focus on other things. Anyway, I was trying to hook up the printer, and there was a vital cable missing. And it was the cable that went from the printer to the computer so that I could hardwire in. Now, of course, I could connect wirelessly if I had a router, which, as I discovered, I don't think I have a router in here. So anyway, connecting wirelessly didn't seem to be an option, but I really needed that cable. I ended up finding a cable. Apparently, for some reason, it wasn't in with the things, but I was able to find another box that had some music gear that, again, I haven't hooked up. It's under the purple. And so I borrowed a cable from there. And so the whole point of that story is that I was able to get the printer connected to the computer so that the computer could send the information over to the printer so I could print out the thing that I actually really wanted to print out because I had a goal in mind. And so I was able to, with downloading all the drivers and again getting connected, because without those drivers it won't connect and so it won't function. So this is an analogy of why, how our brain goes with our body. And if everything's not connected, not just brain to body, but also within the brain. So I have this little saying that I was coming up with: what you put into your brain matters to your gray and white matters, or white and gray matters. So anyway, what you put into your brain matters to your white and gray matters. So that's some areas in the brain. And as I was researching some of this out, I didn't know that there was gray matter that goes through your spinal column. That's pretty cool. What I was looking at was the neural pathways. I love the interesting phenomenon of being able to create new neural pathways in the brain. So in other words, you have new connectivity that can happen within the brain. And as I mentioned before, learning, laughing, loving, and lunching are some of those. Now, lunching, okay, I'm going to give you the little inside tidbit on the lunching part. There was a really hilarious video that I saw that was shared today, and it was these three divas, Meryl Streep being one of them, who were all singing and doing a tribute to Stephen Sondheim, the songwriter, the composer, famous musician. So very big on Broadway and with Broadway musicals. And it was a song, Ladies Who Lunch, was a song that was just a really neat song that they were all doing, and it's great. So I'm going to put the link in the video notes so you can go see this, because it's pretty hilarious, because it's all the women and they're all on Zoom and doing day drinking, basically. It's pretty funny. So anyway, laughing is part of connecting the brain and the new neural pathways. So so the brain sends signal from one area to another, and there's a little mylar sheath. So when the mylar sheath helps the electrical signal go across the synapse. So the synapse is a space between the brain cells. And so you want to have that connectivity to be able to do, the good thinking, and to be able to connect the brain and the body. So one of my health tips on that is to really get in your essential oils. So one of our favorites, I just saw that my husband popped in, is avocados. Avocados have a really awesome oil in there that is really healthy for the body. The healthy oils are also good for brain function because they help protect the mylar sheaths, which are the connectivity, the little like if you think of a little tunnel that goes from one place to the other. Let's say you're outside and it's snowing and you're going from one building to the other. If you have one of those little tunnels where you can go through and not get all dirty and cold and wet, and you can just go through that nice little tunnel, that works out really well. Plus you go from your destination from point A to point B. So that's really good. So that tunnel is the mylar sheath. And then what goes through the tunnel, is the little electronic signal that goes from the brain cells. So by laughing, by learning, by doing all kinds of neat things, and by challenging your brain, you are creating new neural pathways. So this creates more of these. And so that interconnectivity, that's us being, we're all connected. That's what's happening. So on that note, I want to show you a little laughter yoga exercise, and I want to encourage you to do this. It's really super simple. So what we're going to do, and the two things that I've got planned, the laughter yoga exercise and the hoop trick that I was trying to demonstrate, it's hard to demonstrate in close quarters right here, but these are both using some coordination techniques. So you're going to have to think for just perhaps a brief moment, but it's going to be really fun, I promise you. So what we're going to do, laughter yoga is all about just a fake it till you make it laugh. So, and it's a breathing technique. So you're just breathing nice and big. Hi, Karen. And what we're doing is we're taking a nice inhale in, and then we're going to clap. Now, this is going to be a big clap where you're going to take and just clasp your hands. And then we're going to laugh it out. And then we're going to clap in the other direction. Inhale it in. And then clap. And then exhale it out. Clap the other direction. And then exhale it out. Clap the other direction. Inhale it in. And then release it out. One more time. Clap it in and then laugh it out. Now, if you didn't get that all perfectly, don't worry about it. But try that of just even trying to clap in both directions. So you're clasping the right over the left and then the left over the right. So, and what this is doing is your one side of the brain, the right side of the brain, controls the left side of your body, and the left side of your brain controls the right side of the body. So the more that you can do these coordination exercises, not just as a laughter yoga exercise, but these coordination exercises are excellent for helping get that connectivity so that we can all be connected, that we're all connected, and that new neural pathway and interconnectivity. And it's fun because it's in a laughter yoga exercise. So anyway, I highly encourage you to do that. Now, at the end, this one's really simple. This one doesn't take coordination. We just, to end a laughter yoga exercise, we take our hands together and we do this twice. We go, very good, yay. And again, very good, yay. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me on that. I hope you did join that. And if you didn't, there's a recording of this video. So you may be watching the recording of this, or you may be watching live right now. In either case, I really appreciate you being here. Look, you see, there's a little heart on my shirt. Oh, yes. Okay. So anyway, So thank you so much for doing that. I highly encourage you to do that. It's going to get some great oxygenation in your lungs. So you're going to connect all these cells. And when you get the oxygenation in, that helps your brain cells. So not only oils, but yeah, brain blip. The oxygenation will help the brain cells function better too. And also water is really excellent. Yeah. Okay. So excellent I recommend water all the time. And I've got to remember myself to drink enough of it because that really, really helps when you hydrate the brain. Our bodies are 70% water. So if you don't drink enough water, you are depriving the cells of their functionality. So we don't want to do that. We want to have great functionality. So yeah. And if you're just joining us, comment, say hi, where you're joining from, wave, agree, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Put in a silly emoji or GIF or what GIF. People pronounce it differently. Anyway, I wanted to move on. So we've covered the health, the humor, and now we're going to go into the hooping portion of this show. Okay, so what we're doing is I'm going to push my chair out of the way. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so what we're doing is this, I want to get the words right, is a hand-to-hand connection roll. Okay, so what it looks like is like so. So we're rolling over the hand. We're rolling over the back of the hands. Now, I want to start you out with just going over one hand. So I'm using a small light hoop, and as I've described on many occasions, I use a small light hoop in here because it's a small space. You can use a larger hoop, but another good reason why using a smaller, lighter hoop is helpful. You don't have to, but it's a little bit easier on your hands. So if you were to practice this over and over and over and over again, if you're using a bigger, heavier hoop, then that might affect how this feels on the hands, especially on the back of the hands. I've been to a twins workshop with Rainbow Michael Haynes, and oh my goodness, it was a 2-hour hoop workshop, and I actually had put on like those little texting gloves. Well, we didn't have texting back then, but anyway, the little gloves, just because my hands were hurting so much. So smaller, lighter hoop will help that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with an outside grip. And McKenna calls this a spider. Let's see here. This is the awake spider. So you're in overhand grip like so. And what we're going to do is I'm going to just be swinging it and giving it a little backspin over the hand. A little backspin over the hand. Now, if you want, you can, hi, Sherry. You can take this, and if it's going out of control, just grab it with the other hand if it feels like it's just kind of wobbling all over. Now, one of the tricks to having this work is you want to have enough momentum. If you just throw it and it doesn't have enough momentum, it doesn't have enough momentum to roll over the top of the hand. So you need to give this, as I have a good friend of mine, and I love when I took one of Sharna Rose's workshops. If you ever find her online, she's lots of fun. Sharna Rose is from, I believe, UK. In Sharna Rose, UK or Ireland? Yeah, Gail O'Brien's from Ireland. Sharna's in the UK. But of course, my friends have moved around and they travel, and so it's hard to keep up with them. Sherry says, hello, so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you too. And hi, Jessime. So thank you so much for joining. And what we're doing is, this is a hand-to-hand connection roll. So we're just starting with the one hand. And so I'm starting it on the thumb, but an outside grip and rolling over the back of the hand. So you want to give it a little pump here and let it roll over the hand. Little pump, roll over the hand. Right now, I'm just using the right arm, but you can definitely use this on the left arm. I always say work both sides of the body and that's another thing that I'm talking about here, we're all connected. If you use both sides of hooping, so use your right and left. Try not to just work on your dominant or comfortable or current side, because you'll just get in a rut. And also you have exponentially more available to you when you're able to get in things from both directions, from reverse or from the right and the left. So whichever, however you need to apply that for the type of hoop move that you're working on. Okay, so we're taking this over one hand and letting this roll over the back of the hand. There will actually be, if you do this slow enough, for those of you advanced hoopers, this can turn into a balance trick for you, where you're actually getting this and you're balancing it and then letting it roll. So you can do that. So that's a little bit of an edgier, more advanced technique, but you can definitely try that. And there's just that little sweet spot of like that, just a little time and space where it's just rolling over and balancing. So this may roll over a little bit. You want to have this roll over just the top of the hand. So basically paralleling where it was below. So if it was right here in the hand, it's going to roll over the top. So rolling over the top, rolling over the top, rolling over the top. So now when we add the other hand, we're going to roll it and we're going to have both hands out so that, and then you're going to catch it. You're going to roll and then catch the hoop. Okay, and this is what it's going to look like. I had a little help on that one. So you're going to roll it and then catch it. Roll, catch. So when I try and slow it down a little bit to get the action in there, it's going to be, it can go off kilter a little bit. I see somebody's face. That looks like Teresa. I haven't seen you in a long time, Teresa. One of my friends from Colorado. Yay. That might be a message. I'm not sure. I'm looking at all the technology. It takes so long to set all of it up, but it is working. Okay, so again, work both sides. But what I'm doing is I'm giving this a nice little spin. I'm going over the back of my right hand first, and then it's going to roll over the back of the left hand, and then I'm going to catch it in the left hand. And then I can just pass it over and do it again. So this can be a continual or infinity move. So infinity being you can just do it over and over and over and over and over again. Some people like to call that drilling. Drilling seems, it's not like my favorite word, but it's like, it reminds me of the dentist's office. But that is a great way to practice your moves. So I just prefer the word practice rather than drill. But hey, whatever works for you. All of our brains work differently. So whatever works on your brain and body, let that happen. So right there, I just opened my hand up and I was guiding it. You need a flat surface for the hoop to go on. And if you move this surface at the time while the hoop is rolling over, you change the trajectory of where the hoop goes. So if I move my hand over, I'm trying to mess it up on purpose. So the angle changed on that because I'm moving my hand too much to access it. So I want you to just try, and your hoop may fall when you're first trying this. I want you to just try and get just the roll on the back of the hand and just catch it with the other hand. And don't worry about hand-to-hand pass to begin with, but getting that roll. And you can get that balanced sweet spot there if you would like. And then you can add that other hand. That other hand will turn, but it's not going to be doing this kind of movement. It's just going and grabbing. So it's going and grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. I love teaching with sound effects. So I'm just doing just a left hand portion. So you've already started the right hand portion of this, of going one hand over and rolling it over the back of the hand. Now we're doing the connectivity process of connecting the right to the left hand. So again, this is a coordination exercise as much as it is learning a new trick. So this is definitely fun. Nod your head in this direction. This is fun. So, but we're trying, and then try it in the other direction. So you can pass from the other hand. So pass, pass, pass. Whee! Okay, and also I like to have a happy hoop glee word. So that is when you drop your hoop, woohoo! You mention out something that's a happy, positive word. Again, what you're putting in your brain matters for your white and gray matters. So up and over, up and over. And then you can also take, if you want to shortcut this process a little bit, you can take, and again, this is going to be a little bit more intermediate to advanced move. You can take this and go over and switch it, where you're kind of moving the hands around. So it's a little variation of this, of taking over. So have some fun, play with that move. It's a hand-to-hand connection roll. So that is a lot of fun. And you can definitely add that in your hoop flow and see, you know, and then you, of course, you can add this into 2 rolls. Whee! There we go. And do all kinds of things of that nature. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed that. All right. Let me give you a little nutshell recap of all the things, all the great material we covered today. And that is the power of positivity and how we are all connected. And we are all connected with the brain and the body, getting that movement in, getting that learning in, getting the laughter in, that all those matter, getting some of those good, healthy fats and oils in. Not too much, but you know, just like anything, you want to get in your good. And when I say healthy fats, I do mean unrefined, unprocessed kind of things. So you know, potato chips don't count. So I know you want them to, even if they're made with the avocado oil. No, just go eat the actual avocado. Okay, so try and do the healthy fats in their most natural state if you can. Okay, so you're getting in those healthy oils, getting in that water. That keeps the brain connectivity going as well, and hydrates for the brain and body. And laughing, getting the oxygenation in the cells. We did the laugh clap, which was switching our hands over. So inhaling in and exhaling it out with a laugh, and then clapping over. So we were clapping and then exhale and releasing, and trying to switch this up and explaining that is just about as fun as trying to do it. You just try it and inhale it in and then laugh it out. And then try clapping in the other direction. So right hand clap over, left hand clap over. So anyway, alternating that. So we did that as the laughter yoga exercise. And then we did this lovely hand-to-hand connection roll where we used a little bit of a balance point here, and we're connecting the right to the left or left to the right, as the case may be. Wow, I can do this sitting, which means my hoop isn't flying all over the place. That's pretty cool. All righty. I like it when I look good rather than looking all that silly. But, well, I mean, dropping the hoop consistently. But that happens. So if that happens while you're practicing, that is completely okay. So don't worry about that happening, because that's a part of the learning process, part of the practice, or drill, whichever way you like to think about it. When you get more of that time in, we call it flight time or flow time. That is good. Or your spin time. All of that is referred to for hooping. So I thank you so much for being here. Again, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Type some comments in, hopefully some thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. And also hit the notifications bell on so that you know when I go live. I'm going to be trying to put in 2 videos a week, including the live show that I do with the Hoop Love Y'all show, and also getting in a tutorial and or perhaps a little performance or some fun things that you may enjoy. So check it out. And yeah, and I have some cool links in the video here as well. So if you are going, hey, I want to learn more, if you want to work with me, there's this information of how to do that. So I would love to work with you. And there are many levels of how we can work together. Of course, you can watch the free videos. You can also join a group class. You can join the Facebook groups. I just started a new one, the Happy, Healthy, Holistic Squad. I believe. Yeah. So I just started. It's brand new. I haven't launched it yet. So shh, don't tell anybody. No, just kidding. Uh, but if you on my Hip the Hoopla Facebook page, and I also have a Hip the Hoopla Inner Circle as well. That is a private group, and so yeah, there is lots of ways to join and work with me. And of course, I can work with you live and do coaching as well. So, and we can do it virtually, so you can be anywhere in the world. You don't have to commute. You don't have to pay for a plane ticket. Just get on the technology, and then we do this, and it's fun, and I can see what you're doing, and I can give you the hints that help you progress way fast, and that way you don't have to search around and hack and do all of that kind of stuff. So again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Look, see the little heart. So thank you, and I will see you on the next video, the next series. So I'm very excited about the next series. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm very excited about it. Alrighty, you take care. Rock on. Peace out. Have a great day, great night, whatever time zone you're in, and have a great week. And keep smiling, keep positive. All right, bye.